All right, before we jump in, just a quick but super important reminder. This is all for educational purposes. It is absolutely not financial advice.
Have you ever been stuck in an investment just hoping and praying the price would recover? Well, today, we're diving into a powerful strategy that doesn't rely on hope at all. We're going to break down the pure math behind the multi-cycle restaking strategy and see exactly how it can take a break-even price of 29 cents and just systematically crush it all the way down to less than 1/10 of a cent. Let's see how the magic happens.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the common trap that so many investors fall into. Then, we'll introduce a totally new way forward. After that, we're going to get our hands dirty with the numbers and see how the math really works. We'll even explore a pretty wild idea, how to profit even when prices go absolutely nowhere. And we'll finish up by reframing how you think about your contribution and then tie it all together with a multi-cycle thesis.
Okay, let's kick things off with a situation that might feel painfully familiar to anyone who's ever invested, getting caught in what we call the single cycle trap. It's a story we all know. You buy in, the market turns against you, and bam, you're underwater. Suddenly, it feels like your only move is to just hold on and hope. Hope for some massive price recovery just to get back to even. You're in a reactive position, not a strategic one.
This right here, this is the classic single cycle mindset. It's a straight line. You buy, you wait, and you hope to sell higher. But what happens when the price just tanks? That waiting game can turn into a permanent trap, locking up your capital with no clear way out.
But what if you didn't have to just wait? What if you could actively change your position instead of just passively hoping for the best? Well, that's what this new path forward is all about.
This is the multi-cycle strategy. And the process itself, it's surprisingly simple. In cycle 1, you stake your tokens to earn more. But here's the absolute key. You take those brand new tokens and you immediately restake them in cycle 2. You just keep repeating this process. And with every single cycle, your token count doesn't just add up, it compounds, it multiplies.
And this whole thing comes down to one simple formula. Your break-even price is your total cost divided by the total number of tokens you own. So here's the critical part. If the number of tokens you own, that bottom number, grows way faster than your total cost, the top number, then what has to happen? Your break-even price has to collapse. It's just pure mathematics.
Okay, time to get into the actual numbers, because this is where the true power of this strategy really comes to life.
Just focus on this table. In cycle 1, a $261 contribution gives you a break-even of about 29 cents. Now watch what happens. In cycle 2, you add just $215, but you earn 9,000 new tokens. Look at that break-even. It just plummeted to under 5 cents. Now, fast forward to cycle 4, your total cost is still under $1,000, but you now hold over 1.1 million tokens. And your new break-even price? It's an almost unbelievable $0.000088.
This timeline shows that journey perfectly. I mean, just look at that collapse. From 29 cents down to less than 1/10 of a single cent. Each cycle is just systematically demolishing your initial cost basis.
So what's the engine driving this thing? It's this incredible asymmetry. With each cycle, your token count multiplies by roughly 10 times. But your total cash outlay only goes up by a small fixed amount. This massive gap between explosive token growth and slow cost growth, that is the entire secret.
So, what's the end result after just 4 cycles? A 99.7% reduction in your break-even price. Think about that for a second. You're transforming a position that needed a huge price recovery into one that can be profitable at almost any price.
And this leads us to the most powerful and honestly, the most counterintuitive outcome of this whole strategy. The ability to generate serious profit, even if the price of the token goes absolutely nowhere. This is the ultimate stress test for any strategy, isn't it? What happens if the market just goes flat? Most strategies completely fall apart in a sideways market. This one, believe it or not, actually thrives. Just look at this scenario. Let's imagine the price never moves. It just stays flat at 3 cents. After cycle 1, you're down. You can see that. But by continuing the strategy, you've multiplied your tokens so much that by cycle 4, even at that same flat price, your holdings are now worth over $33,000. After you account for your total cost of under $1,000, you are left with a profit of over $32,000. You didn't need price appreciation.
The profit was created mathematically just through token accumulation.
That translates to a return on your investment of over 3,000%. And let's be crystal clear, this happens in a market where the price did nothing. The strategy did all the work.
This brings us to a really critical shift in how we have to think about this. We have to unlearn the idea that the contribution for each cycle is just a fee.
That contribution isn't a sunk cost. It's a strategic investment. You're paying a small amount to unlock the system's power to multiply your holdings by 10 times or even more. It's the highest leverage investment you can possibly make within this strategy.
Okay, let's tie all of these pieces together into one clear, powerful idea, the multi-cycle thesis.
So here's the thesis in 5 points. It starts with one primary goal: token multiplication. That mathematically leads to a cost basis collapse. That collapse gives you price independence, so you're not just waiting on the market. This reframes your contribution as a strategic investment. And all of this combined provides a massive long-term advantage to anyone who commits to the process. $0.29, $0.048, $0.0066, $0.00088. That's the break-even journey across 4 cycles, from needing a 900% recovery to being profitable at virtually any price. $972 invested, 1.1 million tokens earned. Multi-cycle doesn't hope for price recovery. It mathematically guarantees cost basis collapse. That's not speculation. That's strategy.
And finally, our full risk disclosure. Never, ever invest more than you can afford to lose. Always do your own research before you make any financial decisions. The numbers we presented here are based on historical protocol data, and they are not guarantees of future performance.